Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, wonderful evening. Yep, that is my computer or my iPad and my phone telling me I'm streaming over to my other platforms. Absolutely dig this software that I'm using. It actually streamed to multiple platforms. So it looks like I'm on a couple of Facebook pages, and a couple of groups, a couple of YouTube channels over on Periscope. So absolutely excited. Circles. Um, I want to talk about that a little bit today. Just had some stuff on my mind. I'm trying to see how many times I can say I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go down that road. That's not a good habit to have. So talking about circles, one of the things that I have found, especially over the last 8 months or so, is that God continuously puts me in places to expand and grow. And sometimes he creates struggles. For some reason today, I was feeling just very anxious. I was just sort of all over. I call it feeling edgy. I was feeling edgy today, and I'm not quite sure why. I don't know. I think the primary reason was I just don't feel like things are happening fast enough, and that's just a matter of when I get to that point, what I realize is that I need to take more action. And by simply taking more action, I get over that feeling because stuff starts to happen. For example, out of nowhere today, I'm messing around. I'm not messing around, but I did a lot of follow up. I did a lot of prospecting yesterday. And I went in and I just tried something different and new. I'm like, whatever. I'm just going to see if it works. And I opened it up today. It's a software I have. I opened it up today and I had 5 leads. And I'm like, man, that's pretty freaking cool. So in all of that stuff, so then my brain went into fire mode, say, okay, well, if I did that little bit, then how much more could I do and how many more leads could I generate, which means I can impact more lives because I'm reaching out to more people a lot faster, and I'm not using just my time to be for me. When I prospect, it's me prospecting. There's no automated prospecting tool out there. There's no way to generate leads other than when I do a Facebook Live like this, which of course is evergreen. So if somebody comes along and sees this live next week and decides to reach out to me about the content in there, of course, then that's generating a lead, right? So until that happens, hey, Laura, thanks for swinging by. Until that happens, and until people get to that point, right? That's one thing. So one of the things that I heard this, and it was very cool. It's actually on an overview presentation for our business I was listening to earlier. But Mr. Wimbrey says, one, when you follow their opinion, you also follow their lifestyle. So when you look at where you're at, and when I look at where I'm at, it's a direct result of the people that I surround myself with. For example, have an absolutely awesome wife. And one of the things I really appreciate about her is she's very crafty. She's very creative. She's an entrepreneur. She's got a red streak and a very blue streak in her, which is very, very cool to have that combo because she's business and she's fun. And when you can put those two personality types together, it's a win-win. Now, I'm sort of a split. I'm sort of a tri-personality. I'm a red, blue, green, yellow. My yellow comes from I'm a tree hugger and I love taking care of people, and I cry at Hallmark movies and things like that. So there's a mix, and some people are predominantly one thing. And the funny thing about it is there's some people that think they're one thing, and I think that's because they want to be that, and there's actually something undertone. I know I'm quite a bit of blue. I love to have fun, but when I'm in focus mode, what I call it command sergeant mode, top to bottom, left to right, my red side comes out and my green side compensates that to be really organized. So it's like, man, I've got to put all the blocks to line everything up, move top to bottom. I'm one of those kind of guys that's in a meeting. I'm like, point of order, just keep it moving, right? So that's me realizing that's a strength. People like that. I'm a cat herder, for lack of better words. I keep the flow going and keep people going where they're supposed to be. And sometimes it's nice to have those types of people in your relationship, especially if you don't have the ability to stay organized. Sometimes it's nice to align with somebody that is, and they can help you keep your closet straight, for lack of a better word. So circles. Your circles, if you're looking at where you're at in your life, and you may look at this and you may ask yourself, why am I not where I want to be? What's holding me back? And what might be holding you back could be the people you're hanging around with and associate with, not on purpose. I mean, they're your friends. You might have grown up with them, you might love them, but they're not the ones that are inspiring you because you want to go hang out with them. You might want to go out drinking. You might want to go out to the club. You might want to do this. So there's got to be a point, right? There's got to be a point where you make a decision, like, and this can be, and this is something that's too. I'm talking, and I'm gonna bring this all the way home back to the husband and wife. If you've got a spouse that's so-called not supportive of you, in other words, you don't feel like they're lifting up. One is they don't have to be, right? It's your dream, it's not theirs. So that's something that you need to understand. What I would suggest you do is, if you have an unsupportive spouse, make sure that when you're building your business, you have business building time, and make sure when you're not building your business, you block off some time. And even if that requires sending, I used to think this was so horrible when somebody said, well, you need to calendar time with your spouse. I used to think that was the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. Well, I have my wife time, which when I do my last live on Saturday, I'm done doing business all the way until Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. So she gets my undivided attention for that entire time. And I purposely don't do anything that's business related. If she needs something, I'm hanging out with her, for working on the house, doing whatever. That's like our time specifically for the week, to be able to do that. So, and then of course I have me days, which are typically my Thursdays are typically my day. That's my day to hang out for me, to do my business, to do my marketing, to do all the stuff that I like to do. And I hate it when people mess with my Thursdays. Like, that's my Thursday is my day. And I really like to have that to basically do whatever I want to. That's like my day. I like to get a lot of marketing and prospecting and following up done on that day, because I just have a lot of time to do that. And that's what I call my massive business building day. And of course, the rest of the week, I get in a little business, a couple of hours here and there throughout the week, which is very, very important. And that's the whole point of having a side hustle, right? It's a side hustle. It's a side gig to hopefully build enough momentum with continuous action that this is going to end up creating enough income so you can quit your full-time job and spend more time. And instead of just having a Saturday, Sunday with your spouse, you're having Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? You got an entire week to hang out with your spouse, your loved one, your kids, or whatever you want to do. That's fun. So your circle, there's your circle of whoever, your circle of 5 people, circle of 6 people, the people you surround yourself with. I've got an absolutely awesome accountability group that I hang out with. And the cool thing about it is they invited me into this group, but it's like the perfect group of people, which is pretty cool. And it's neat to have those friendships. It's neat to have those relationships. It's neat to hold each other accountable. It's neat to put up our numbers every day, and then support each other. And the funny thing about it is a couple of us are in the same company for business-wise, but we're not on the same team. None of us are on the same team at all. We're all in different businesses from that standpoint of doing that. So we're all independent entrepreneurs, but we've all come together to keep each other sharp and on point and supportive. And when things are happening, and we can talk in there and not feel like we're being beat up or anything like that. We can basically say what we need to say and how we feel, and we realize that that's us, and we're going to support each other and keep moving on. So, because we all have bad days, right? I have a bad day every now and then. Like today, I was feeling real edgy. It wasn't a bad day. It's just, and I like to know when I'm feeling that way. I catch myself, so I know how to fix it. And the fixing it comes from taking action. So I sat down tonight, and I love being creative. When I get to the point where I'm feeling very mundane and feel like I'm just doing really repetitive stuff, I get really bored. I'm just like, I can't do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. And I don't care how much money it's going to make me. It just, to me, I've got to be a little bit creative. I've got to come up with something different. I've got to step outside the box. I've got to think, and that's one of my, and you call it strengths, weaknesses kind of side. Because of my creative ability, I can come up with and I can figure out how to make stuff work really fast. On the other hand, if I don't stay focused and use that creative ability to stay focused on my primary objective, I can get lost, right? So, hey, Keith, thanks for swinging by. So it's very, very important when you sit on with this circle of 5 people, and it doesn't mean, and I don't know why I'm saying 5, it could be 5, 10, or whatever, but you can have multiple circles of people depending on where you want to go and what you want to do. For example, if you want to learn how to play basketball, probably you want to hang out with some people that are better basketball players than you are. right? If you want to get into cycling, you probably want to hang out with some people that are in cycling. So if I'm going to be in marketing and if I'm going to build a business, if I'm going to have influence, if I'm going to make impact, I'm going to have hang around people that are in business, that have an entrepreneur spirit, that are like-minded, that want to make an impact, that want to change lives, that want to have a growth mentality, that are willing to change their mindset, that are willing to show up every day, that are willing to take the no's, are willing to take the yeses, that are willing to deal with the haters. They're willing to look at opportunities to move forward. They're willing to look and show up at training when they need to. They're willing to set up a daily method of operation, all this kind of stuff. So if you can find that group of people that's willing to work with you and run with you, one, the haters are going to be less effective, right? The haters are going to be less effective. The people that say, oh, you can't do that. Why would you do that? You're not smart enough. You're not tall enough. You're not fat enough. You're too black. You're too white. You're too much of a girl or whatever. Speaking of girls, if you didn't see my interview with my daughter yesterday, you need to go back and watch it. She is the boss. And the cool thing about her is as she grows in her business, and I was listening to some of the stuff she was saying about mindset changing and how you adjust your mindset. Here's a young lady who's got it. She's got it figured out. And as she grows and she starts to attract the people into her life that are going to be able to push her, she's going to bump into some people that are really going to help her explode her business and take it to the next level, which is going to be very, very cool. Because of her mindset, she's going to be able to attract the right type of people to her. So her circle is going to organically grow the way it needs to grow because of the attraction. So if you have people in your life that aren't making you comfortable, or they shouldn't be there, maybe you need to love them from a distance and start to focus on changing your mindset so that you can attract people into your life, right? You can attract people into your life that are going to help you grow. So you are the sum total. I hear myself echoing, babe. You are the sum total of the people that you hang around with, right? So look at your circle, look at your friends, look at the people you associate with, look at the groups that you're in on Facebook, right? If you're in a bunch of political groups on Facebook and you wonder why you're in such a bad mood every day, that's why you're in a bad mood every day, because you're hanging out in politics. Now, if you're into politics and all that, that's on you. But if you're trying to grow a business as an entrepreneur and you're hanging out in all those political groups, you're probably going to just have some really stinking thinking up here. It's going to be really hard to focus. I mean, when I'm scrolling through Twitter and I'm looking on that, I'll see a tweet or something. I just want to comment. I'm like, don't do it, because it just turns into a big fight. And I know what I believe in, and I know where I'm coming in. And there's other people that don't believe that way, and it doesn't matter what I say to them. They're not going to change their minds until they change their minds. There's nothing I can say about that. So I've been getting away from such family. Now, yeah, family, exactly, Keith. So you don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't love your family because you don't want to be around them. I've got some family members that I absolutely had to take out of my phone and block their phone number because I couldn't deal with their stinking thinking. I didn't want to deal with their attitude. I didn't need all that drama in my life. It's more important for me to go out and make an impact and change people's lives than it is to have a negative relative all up in my face all the time, right? So it's very, very important. Sometimes you really literally have to love people from a distance. If you need to block them from your phone, if you need to block them from your social media, they'll get over it. They will understand that that's it. So if you keep showing up, same thing with relationships, right? If you keep ending up in a relationship where the same drama keeps happening, you get into another relationship and the same drama keeps happening, you get into another, you know the common denominator in those relationships, it's you, right? It's you. You're the common denominator. So until we figure out how to fix this, until we figure out how to read the right books, to plug into the right deal, to listen to the right audios, to plug into the right team, to get the right teammates, there's some people that are going to come on your team that just suck. They're just like, you wonder why they showed up. One of the things, and I thought this, I was telling my wife, it seems like every now and then I would just get the weirdest psycho people that were attracted to me. And I'm like, why am I attracting these people? And I think one of the reasons I attracted them because I had a really big heart. It was really hard for me to tell them no. And until I made that decision that I was going to, value my time, and I was going to value the people that I work with, and I wasn't going to let people waste my time. It's like, here's the deal. If you want to move forward, great. If not, no big deal. And I had to let those people go. And if they got all bent out of shape, then it was block, move on, and next, because there's absolutely too many people out there that we're spending time on versus having to deal with psychos, right? Have to deal with people that just need constant attention. We don't have to be there. So if your life is sort of sucking right now, it might be because of the people that you're hanging around with. Nothing wrong with them. Maybe there's just a chemistry that needs to be adjusted. Maybe you need to up your chemistry level. Maybe you need to up level yourself in terms of the people you're hanging around with. So here's my challenge. This was challenged to me by my coach. So I'm going to challenge it onto you the same way. Go out and find 5 7-figure income earners, not 6 figures, but 7-figure income earners. Doesn't matter who they are, probably on social media. If they're in your current business, you might want to pass on them. But I mean, if you have an upline team lead, somebody you know that's a millionaire, here's what I want you to do. Find 5 people and go out and ask them what, introduce yourself. Say, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm reaching out to you. I'm a new entrepreneur. I'm starting my business. What books are you reading? And put it in their inbox. Do a little introduction. Say, I don't know you. I know I'm interrupting your day. However you want to do that, be courteous, and put it in their inbox and reach out to 5, 6 people, something like that, and find out what books they're reading. And when they send you a reading list back, feel free to post it here in the comments and tell me what books they came back and suggested you read. So that's your homework assignment. If you're feeling stuck and you want to up level your game, you want to move up to the next level, reach out to 5 7-figure income earners that aren't in your business, somebody that's out there in the world somewhere else. Reach out to them and ask them what books they're reading, and find out what books they're reading. One of my favorites, I was listening to Simon Sinek today. That dude is a bomb. So I sent him a message because he actually does a book reading club, and I was listening to his live. So I was trying to find out what book he's reading today. So I sent him a private message, and I'm sure he's got like 3 million views on a live on LinkedIn. I'm like, holy moly. So who knows? I put it out there. I said, I really appreciate listening to you. Really powerful. I was really digging that. So I sent him a message today and said, hey, I told him, I said, what I'm doing, here's what I'm doing, here's where I'm going, here's the direction that I'm traveling. And curious, what book you're reading today, or books. I said, book or books you're reading today. I'd like to add them to my list. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And that's what I put in his inbox, right? And we'll see if he replies back, or one of his assistants replies back, or somebody's going to reply back. But I fed, because if you don't ask, you don't receive, right? So I did that. So that's my challenge to you. Find 5 7-figure income earners that are not in your business, because that's the easy way out, that aren't in your upline. That's the easy way out. Find 5 millionaires that aren't associated with you and your business, and reach out to them, knock on their door, get in their inbox, introduce yourself, ask them what books they're reading. You can say your coach recommended to do that, and then you can blame me if you want to use that as an excuse. But I challenge you to do that, because what's going to happen is when you start playing in their sandbox, you're going to see the other friends that are playing in that sandbox too, and you'll start building relationships, and you'll up level your game. And the next thing you know is your business will just start to explode, because you'll start to attract people into your life that want to be like you. And I'm not saying from that, one of the things that I did, I remember I picked up a Success magazine many years ago, and it happened to have Anthony Robbins. I had no idea who he was, and I started reading his articles. I was like, man, this guy's pretty cool. And I read a little article in Success magazine. I didn't say I wanted to be like him. I said I wanted to do what he does. And he empowers lots and lots and lots of people. So I started reading this book. Matter of fact, you guys didn't see it, I've got this cassette here. It's called Unlimited Power, which is really neat. And as a result, I'm going to tell this story. As a result of saying I wanted to do what he did, I ended up working for one of his franchises in Hawaii that did unlimited power weekends. And basically we would go in and we get like 3,000 or 4,000 real estate agents come in, and we do like a breakthrough unlimited power weekend. Another one of my favorite books by him is called Awaken the Giant Within, which is absolutely cool. There's Unlimited Power book, which is absolutely neat. So if you haven't read Awaken the Giant Within, you can see I got tabs and yellow stickies and all in this. Very cool book. So very neat. Heck, I would reach out to Anthony Robbins. He's 7-figure income earner, and ask him what book he's reading today. So definitely would recommend doing that. So want to change your circle of friends, you want to up level your game, want to move into good. And I'm saying this because I'm challenging myself to do that. I'm going to go out and find me 5 millionaires, 7-figure income earners that I haven't reached out to yet, and find out what books they're reading. I'm already asked Simon Sinek, so I've got 4 to go. And then if you guys want, we can, if you want, we can report back here tomorrow and see what kind of results that we came up with. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'm on a mission. Have no more empty refrigerators, to make an extreme impact and create some legacies. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. End broadcast. There we go.